Bitcoin's origin traces back to Satoshi Nakamoto, but that name doesn't necessarily point to a single individual. Truth is, we don't know who Satoshi Nakamoto really is. It's almost certainly just a pseudonym belonging to one person or a group of people. Beyond the curiosity and historical intrigue that makes us wonder who Satoshi is, the bottom line is this. It doesn't matter at all who they are or who actually created Bitcoin. Bitcoin came from a document, the famous Whitepaper, a technical paper outlining the essential features of the Bitcoin network and Bitcoin the currency. And from software, an application originally written and then evolved over time. Once you install it on a computer, that machine becomes a node in the Bitcoin network. But who Satoshi Nakamoto actually is, we don't really care, and here's why. First off, everything Bitcoin is completely transparent and open for anyone to analyze. Whether it was dreamed up by one person, a cryptographer, a group, the Cypherpunks, those folks, that movement, those activists we know sparked the very intent behind Bitcoin, or whether it's the CIA, FBI, or some government, no matter who's behind that identity, everything Bitcoin stands right out in the open. It's transparent, fully verifiable. Regardless of whoever had the original idea or spark, Bitcoin is what it is, and we can all verify every single function and why it works the way it does. Plus, Satoshi deliberately vanished. They completely stepped away from the scene, if they were ever truly visible. They just posted messages, released the software, but never had a recognizable face or showed up in person officially. Either way, Satoshi withdrew, disappeared, intentionally covered their tracks, and chose to leave Bitcoin behind by removing themselves from the equation. Why? Because otherwise they'd be just another potential target. A person, institution, or group that could be attacked, creating a vulnerability in the very system they built. Satoshi got out of the way. Today, the name Satoshi lives on as an icon, a tribute to Bitcoin's creator, naming the smallest unit, 100,000,000th of a Bitcoin. But beyond curiosity or historical trivia, we couldn't care less who Satoshi is. It's irrelevant to how Bitcoin functions or evolves. Hundreds of people picked up the torch right from when Satoshi was posting publicly online, taking the code, the legacy, and making it grow and develop. We know some of them. They're alive, we know their faces, who were in contact with Satoshi even if just online, though who knows, maybe in person too, and literally carried forward their legacy. Many people today, for privacy, discretion, and personal safety while working on Bitcoin just like Satoshi, don't reveal their identities or show their faces. Imagine the weight, responsibility, or outright danger in the eyes of authorities, governments, or so-called powerful forces for those working on Bitcoin, or even inventing it. Cypherpunks were activists who, through their famous manifesto, championed privacy and a global currency as an alternative. This political movement, full-on activists, poured their values into the icon of Satoshi, or the pseudonym Satoshi if you prefer. But again, I repeat, they stepped aside, leaving Bitcoin as their legacy, gifted freely to humanity so that the collective of believers in those values and ideals could carry the project forward. A project now followed by hundreds of thousands, used by millions, whose legacy has grown and expanded. So it's crucial not to overly mythologize Satoshi, especially since the Bitcoin we use today isn't just what Satoshi made. It's a massive evolution that's grown and changed enormously over time. Who Satoshi is doesn't matter to us, because today's Bitcoin isn't necessarily what it was back in Satoshi's day.
Disclaimer and transparency. The script is original and handwritten by me. The digital avatar is my personal creation. My content is not financial advice nor investment solicitation. Study and always do your own research before investing.